Listen to these words of Kalidas. Today well lived makes every yesterday a dream of happiness and every tomorrow a vision of hope. Kalidas is simply saying that all life is contained in the now. How you're going to live in this very moment will decide your future. The quality, the intensity, and the involvement of this moment. And this very moment will also decide how you're going to remember it in the future. So all the possibility is in the now, and the emphasis is to live this now with total involvement and in a joyful way. But we live in a society which is too much obsessed about future. We are a goal-oriented society. Right from the very childhood, we are stuffed with this thing. From school to college to getting a job to getting married, having children, retirement, throughout this process, we are always fixated on somewhere in the future. We are trying to reach some sort of a goal. And this basic system has a flaw. First of all, this system says that if you're going to work long enough and hard enough, you are bound to reach your goals. Now, this is something which is against existence. Existence doesn't care about your puny wishes, your success, your fame, your ambitions. Secondly, existence, life is unpredictable. Life is never going to happen the way you want it to happen. Life has its own course. So if you want to be successful, if you want to be famous and you're ready to give it everything that you have got, there is no guarantee that you will become successful or famous. You might become successful, but there is equal chance that you might become a failure. So you cannot control life. You can only respond to life. If you can respond to your failures in a joyful way, then you are a success. Then you have known the secret, the art of living. So it's all about responding to life, not controlling it. So instead of focusing more on the goals, you should start focusing more on the process. And I am not telling you that you should not have any goals in your life. Goals are really important aspect of life, but becoming obsessed about goals is something which is wrong. Goals simply means that you have set a certain direction in your life, and everyone should set a certain direction in life. Everyone should move in a particular way in life, in a particular direction in life. But once you have set the direction, after that you have to allow life to unfold its mysteries for you. Then you have to become receptive to life. Then you have to learn from life. So this is the secret. Focus your attention from goals to the process. Another thing that will happen once you start focusing more on the process is that your chances of reaching your goals become much more. How? Let's say that there are two people. One is a process-oriented person, one is a goal-oriented person, and both these people are working towards the same goal. The process-oriented person is constantly interested in learning, is constantly interested in improving the process. And the goal-oriented person is constantly thinking about the outcome, how the world is going to respond once he or she reaches the goal. Who do you think among these two people has more chances to reach the goal? The person who has a process-oriented approach. So it's up to you how you want to live your life. The intelligence is to always choose the process-oriented approach rather than the goal-oriented approach. Now let me give you the quintessence of both these approaches, the goal-oriented approach and the process-oriented approach. When I think of the goal-oriented approach, one thing that comes to my mind is, which has fueled hugely this goal-oriented approach, the law of attraction. The law of attraction says that you have to become obsessed about your goals. You have to believe that you already have reached your goals, and in this process you are constantly living in anguish, constantly living in a split, because you do not have these things and you have to live as if you have got these things. And there are people who believe firmly in this law of attraction, who are obsessed about it, who have become fanatics and extremists. They say that we have manifested things in our life. But I really want to ask these people, how many times they have manifested these things? 1 out of 10 times? 2 out of 10 times? They never really notice or register the times when they have not manifested things. The point that I'm trying to make is that your mind is a very subtle mechanism. Once you start believing in something, it will gather data and information as an evidence to support your belief. For example, if there is someone who believes in God, or let's say alien, that person's brain will constantly get into this business of gathering data to support their belief. So once you are exposed to this idea of law of attraction, your brain is constantly processing information in such a way so that it can gather evidence to support this belief of law of attraction. So in this, you are constantly living in anguish because this thing says that goal is somewhere in the future. So happiness automatically becomes somewhere in the future. Your success also becomes somewhere in the future. So your self-worth, your happiness, everything is just being postponed. So the sooner we drop this bullshit philosophy, the better is going to happen for us. Too many people are living like this. I hope that you're not going to be one of them. Now let me give you the quintessence of something beautiful, the process-oriented approach. Vincent van Gogh. Vincent van Gogh, when he was alive, nobody bought his painting. Sometimes he had to starve himself in order to buy paint. But today the world regards him as one of the greatest geniuses of art. Now this was the man who totally invested himself in the process, who outpoured his being in the process. He was not at all interested in the outcome. And mastery and genius is only possible when you throw yourself wholeheartedly into the process. So it's up to you whether you want to choose the life philosophy of a Van Gogh or a goal-oriented philosophy. Lastly, I want to give you something to contemplate on. Let's say that you're going to die tomorrow. What would you rather want to be? Would you rather want to be a person who wasted their life pursuing goals, succeeding at them, but always remained miserable? Or would you rather want to be a person who couldn't meet any goals but lived a very joyful life? It's up to you how you want to live your life.